So let's dig into detail into the 5 vital financial moves that I think families have to be thinking about during any crisis and in this particular pandemic. Step 1 is to stay physically healthy. Now you might be thinking, wait, that's not a money deal. That's not a money move. Yeah, but if you think about this, step 2, stay mentally healthy. But when you're physically unwell, when you're sick, you can't even think straight. And if you can't even think straight, how are you gonna think about budgeting and cash reserves and looking for opportunity? You have to start first things first to build upon so you actually get to a place on those later steps that actually do something for us. So that's why step 1 is to stay physically healthy. And there are a series of ways to do that from people who have thought longer, harder, and more wisely about staying physically healthy. But I want to point you in the right direction at least. And there's 3 things we really need to be focused on, especially when we're at home more often. And that's sleeping well, getting exercise, and fueling our bodies the way they were meant to be fueled. A lot of study, a lot of research in all those areas. But I believe fundamentally, from what I've heard wise people say and from my own experience, that if we get and make progress in those 3 areas, we are going to set a really strong base in order to move to the later steps to get peace and confidence for our family in all areas of life. So if in any of those areas, you're like, yeah, but I'm way out of whack, I'm not even close, or yeah, I could improve a lot, or even improve a little, I'm encouraging you, do not set your goals for perfection in any of those areas because you'll end up feeling that you're not making any progress and you might give up on making any progress at all altogether. So instead of searching for perfection in eating well, in sleeping well, and getting exercise, instead, focus on the baby steps you can make, the small steps of progress, which even now, after you watch this, you could check something off the list of something that you did today that you did not do previously, you did not do yesterday. And that's awesome. It's amazing to make a baby step of progress because what we find is huge mountains can only be climbed 1 step at a time. And you can never get to step 10,000 if you do not take step 1. So why not take step 1 and then lead it to step 2? Because we know we're capable. We know we are all capable of making those small changes. And to get physically well, it sets the stage, like I said, for those later things, which leads us to step 2, which I encourage you to watch that video and all the videos in this 5 vital moves families should be making financially and maybe kind of offshoot financially during crisis and pandemic. Please stay tuned.